Welcome back, Truth Seeker. September 29th, 2023, and one of the big headlines today, and there's been a lot of big headlines today, but one of them, an arrest made in connection to Tupac Shakur's murder way back in 1996. Of course, he was shot September 7th, 96, and then died September 13th on Caesar Borgia's birthday, who, again, white Jesus is modeled after, who Machiavelli the Prince, who the book is about, Caesar Borgia. And of course, when Tupac died, shortly after his death, this album was put out, Machiavelli, a play on Machiavelli. And let's not forget that his mom's mother, or Tupac's mother's death was announced on the real Machiavelli's birthday, just days after Prince died, the musician. Of course, that was in 2016, 20 years later. But this album cover is also related to why we're reading the news about the arrest of Tupac today. And if you're new here, Gematria, it is the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. And the number that is related to the crucifixion, the killing of Jesus, is 93. That's why Jesus is crucified in the Bible between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. And it also relates to why the story of Jesus begins with Matthew 1:1, which marks the 930th chapter of the Bible, 930. 93, big number, and today's September 29th leaves 93 days left in the year. So, how does 93 relate to crucifixion besides Jesus being crucified between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. in the Bible? Again, Gematria, the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. If you take A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z, the 26 letters, 26, crucifix equals 93. So does God's Son, so does Nazareth. So, again, you just think about this album being put out. And what was the big hit song on this album? Hail Mary. Couldn't be any more Catholic. And what day did this album come out? Came out November 5th, 96, which is a very special day to the Jesuit order. Jesuit like Jesus. They are the Society of Jesus, the military order of the Roman Catholic Church. And, of course, the record label that Tupac was on was controlled by a devout Catholic. So, here we are. Again, September 29th, the day leaving 93 days left in the year. Let's look at the man accused. Actually, we'll also start right here. Tupac, his last album, you know, the title, the 7-day theory, the Don Illuminati, a play on Illuminati. If you do not know the history of the Illuminati, it was founded by a Jesuit, Adam Weishaupt, May 1st, 1776. And notice how from Tupac's birthday, June 16th, to today's news is 105 days later. And again, it's the day leaving 93 days left in the year. Gematria, it's based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. Famous person from history who wrote a lot about Gematria, Aleister Crowley. Of course, he had a religion worshiping the number 93, Thelema. But he also talked about doing things forwards and backwards. So anyhow, order of Illuminati, 93 forwards, 105 in reverse. This news, 105 days after Tupac's birthday, again on the day, leaving 93 days left in the year. And yes, I know I'm redundant. I want to make sure the numbers stick. Now, the man blamed Dwayne Keith Davis. In the most simple cipher, his name equals 153. If you're new here, there are 4 base ciphers you want to know. The alphabetic order with numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with numerology. They're part of a system. And with regards to 153, notice how Jesuit orders 153, Holy Bible's 153, the Illuminati's 153. And with regards to the Bible, there are 929 chapters in the Old Testament. Again, here we are on 929. Now, we know about the 27 Club with dead musicians. The word ritual has a gematria 27. Today's date numerology is 27, and it's 27 years since Tupac died. At least so we're told. And with regards to the Bible, in the Christian section, there's 27 books in the New Testament. And that first book is called Matthew, which equals 27 in Gematria. Matthew equals 27. The word math is in the name Matthew. The fourth book of the Bible is Numbers. So again, Tupac died on September 13th. For the record, Tupac Shakur equals 139, like how that date can be written 13/9. And it's interesting that this happens during the 104th NFL season because Tupac's full name, Tupac Amaru Shakur, also has Gematria of 104. And of course, the Super Bowl this year will be in Vegas, where Tupac was reportedly killed, also a city where it's legal to fake your death, just like how the real Machiavelli faked his death. But again, Tupac dies on Caesar Borgia's birthday. Caesar Borgia is where white Jesus comes from. Again, the only physical description of Jesus in the Bible starts with Revelation 1:14, where it's, a man with hair like wool and a darker complexion, so probably looking more like Tupac. Yet, all over the world in the whitewashed history that we're living out, you have white Jesus everywhere, who again is modeled after Caesar Borgia. And again, one more time, the book The Prince by Machiavelli is based on Caesar Borgia. So just think about those things. In light of how it all unfolded after Tupac's death, all the clues are there. Use your mind to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And this man is related to Orlando Anderson, whose name's always been brought up in regards to Tupac's killing. For the record, Orlando... Actually, let me show you how interesting the name Orlando is and the name Orlando Anderson in light of the 4 base ciphers. Look at the word murder and look at the word Orlando. Murder and Orlando are the exact same in 3 out of the 4 ciphers. 79 with the alphabetic order, 34 with the alphabetic order and numerology, 38 with the reverse alphabetic order and numerology. Tupac and Biggie and many other rappers have been killed on dates with 38 numerology. A lot of celebrities have been killed on dates with 38 numerology, but for the record, rapper also has the gematria of 38 and 34. And you see the only cipher where there's not overlap, where Orlando's 110 and murder's 83. Look at what happens when I add an Anderson to Orlando. Orlando Anderson becomes 83 as well, like the word murder. And the song Murder by Numbers by The Police came out in 83. And look up the lyrics to the song Murder by Numbers by The Police, who can't ever seem to solve these crimes, It's about how killing is as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. Murder by Numbers. Creepy song done by the same artist, Sting, who did the song, Every Breath You Take, I'll Be Watching You. Fun to think about in the day of the surveillance age that we now live in. But, again, this is why you're getting this today. It's been biblical all the time. Today has a very biblical connection, and it just goes with the whole crucifix code. So, Dwayne Keith Davis, the man with the right numbers. And in case you missed the video I did on the anniversary of Tupac's death, just to quickly go over his record label and what it had to do with his passing. He was on Interscope Records, which equals 56, like Society of Jesus. Number we talk about all the time with the Jesuits. November 5th is the day leaving 56 days left in the year. Again, that's Guy Fawkes Day. That's the day the Jesuits tried to blow up British Parliament in history. And that's the day the Machiavelli album came out. Remember the 5th of November. And the other year, you had Travis Scott with the tragedy at his concert on that day. And what was his stage? His stage was a giant cross. Think about it. Same people responsible for that, who caused the crowd surge that led to people getting trampled. Same people who are responsible for this. And again, from Tupac's first album being released to his death was 58 months and a day. Key digit there is 58. Tupac Amaru Shakur forwards is 58. If you run that name in reverse, it's 104. Just like how Super Bowl 58 in the 104th season in Vegas, where the other year they teased us and they said they were going to do the Tupac hologram at halftime. They didn't do it. I wonder if we're going to see it this year in the halftime show. Maybe it'll be Usher with Tupac on the stage. But notice also how Caesar Borgia is 58. So how that comes together, him dying on Caesar Borgia's birthday. And if you're new here, that's also a special number. Secret Society equals 58, as does Freemasonry. Modern Freemasonry is a Jesuit creation. Again, it's another high ritual number. And the main founder of Interscope is Jimmy Iovine. And from his birthday to Tupac's death was 187 days. Of course, that's homicide code, but it's also Society of Jesus. Society of Jesus, the small way, 56. The big way, 187. Like Interscope is 56. His record label. And again, the death of the Black Godfather recently. We talked about how he died 56 years from his record label that he established, which equaled 56. And at the same time, it shows you that he probably never really controlled that record label. He was just the face of it. A lot of that happens in this world. A lot of people who you think created things, they didn't really create anything. And that list includes Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and on and on. These are all Jesuit puppets. And you can prove that every single day by learning exactly what I'm teaching you. That's why they have to tell you that Elon Musk is the richest man in the world for the first time ever on the anniversary of the death of Nikola Tesla, of course, when his car company is Tesla. And by the way, they did that on the 78th anniversary of Tesla's death, and both Tesla and Jesuit equal 78. But anyway, Interscope Records also has the Gematria of 89, going with Tupac dying 89 days from his birthday, and that's a biblical number. There are 89 chapters in the story of Jesus' life, the gospel. The gospel's 89 chapters. And for the record, in Gematria, Jesus equals cross, equals Messiah, equals gospel, equals parables, equals Tupac, equals Machiavelli, the way he spelled it for his last album. And Ted Fields, who's the co-founder of Interscope Records, along with Jimmy Iovine, it was 104 days after his birthday. Tupac Amaru Shakur, like we just said, 104 in reverse. And all this stuff happening in the year that the Super Bowl is going to be hosted in Vegas. First time that's happened since Tupac died. And his dad, took over the Chicago Sun-Times in 56, so I'm sure that was no accident. I'm sure it's all in the family. But yeah, these are the people who unfold the news every day by the numbers, and if you don't know who the Jesuits are, they're the people who run your nation. They control its government, its media, and its history books, and pretty much everything you know about the world. So they control its sports leagues, a lot of the biggest corporate brands that you probably shop at. And again, we're living in their sandbox. So again, a lot of people remember Tupac on the cross, this album, after he died. And again, all these years later, they got to bring it back to the crucifix code, something we've talked about no less than a gazillion times. So we'll keep it short and sweet again. Thank you to everyone who hits the like and the share. Thank you to everyone who supports the work. And until next time, Truth Seeker.